Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make a seagull keychain. So for this maker activity, you are going to need some felt. I have some white, gray, black, and yellow felt. You'll need some ribbon, a seagull template that would be useful, some glue, a key ring, a pair of plastic craft eyes, a needle and some thread, and a piece of very thin cardboard or cardstock, and I am recycling the cover of a workbook. So you can use something quite thin. And definitely you'll need some glue and scissors. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the Seagull template to cut out two seagull shapes from the white felt. And if you like, you can use a pen and just draw out the shape, but I prefer not to. So I have my two seagull shapes, and I'm going to add wings to both sides, and essentially we're going to put the two sides together to make the keychain. So now I'm going to make or cut out black and gray wings to add to the sides, the two sides of the seagull. I'm just going to cut out some teardrop shapes. And go on top, like so. If you have pins, you can pin the wings down so they stay together. But I'm actually going to go ahead and sew the wings together. Just going to put a few stitches in. So I have my needle and thread ready with a large knot, and starting from the inside, I'm just going to sew the wings on together. So make sure that you're going through the white, black, and the gray felt. And now I'll sew the ribbon on. So next up are the legs and the key ring part of the keychain. So you should have a key ring with a chain attached already, and you're just going to slip off the chain. You don't need that part. And so right now we're going to attach the key ring to the bird. You slip the key ring onto the ribbon that's provided, fold it in half, and you can adjust the length, cut some part off if you like, and then we're going to attach it. So this is what our bird looks like now, or my bird looks like now. The ribbon is sewn on, strong, and now we're going to work on the legs. So I'm just going to cut out 2 legs, and I'm going to leave a little base at the top of the legs so that I can sew that part on to the bird. So I have the legs ready to sew on, and like I said, this is going to be the base to help us sew the legs on. It's going to look like this. Oops. Rather long legs, but you can certainly cut the legs shorter. You can knot them at the knees if you like, so that's up to you. Okay, so this seagull is coming along. So next I'm going to add a little piece of cardboard right here in the center of the seagull's body, which I'm going to sandwich between the 2 sides, like so, so that the figure is a little stiff. It's not too floppy. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my piece of the stiff paper that I'm using. You can use cardboard or cardstock, something just slightly stiff. And I'm going to, again, cut out a teardrop shape. And it should be small enough that you can, when you put the 2 sides, the seagull sides together, you should be able to sew on the edge. So I'm going to make this part a little bit smaller. That should be good. And now I'm going to put the 2 pieces together and just sew around the edge. And I probably will just sew a line down the beak because there's not enough space to sew double the beak. So I've stitched all around my seagull, and now I'm going to work on the beak and the eyes. So I'll start with the beak. I have cut out these little rectangles with a hook right at the end, which reminds me of seagull beaks. That's what I'm going to use on this shape. You can alternatively just use triangles. Let's make sure that they're big enough to cover the area, but you can make a triangle seagull beak as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach the beak here with a couple of stitches. So lastly, we're going to add the eyes. And I'm just going to glue the eyes on. I'm using Mod Podge, but you can use a glue stick or you can use a glue gun. They'll all work. And just wait for it to dry. So I have finished my Seagull keychain. I glued on both eyes. I also knotted the legs to give my seagull some knees, or a couple knees, and I also added a few stitches on the wings to embellish the wings. And here's my finished product, and I hope you have fun making this seagull keychain yourselves.